Welcome to the Insomnia Project. Sit back, relax, and listen. As always, we're going to have a calm conversation about the mundane to help you drift off to sleep. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Marco Timpano.
I'm Amanda Barker. Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
It's to you, to everybody.
Sorry, I wasn't sure. It sounded like you were saying it to our guests.
Maybe too peppy. It may be too peppy. Is that what you're?
No, not at all. I don't think you're
What
too
did you just mouth to me? He just mouthed the word to me. I'm showing you how the sausage is made, folks.
Babe, nobody wants to know how the sausage is made. That's why they buy sausage.
All the people want to know how the sausage is made because that's a very relaxing task for our listeners to hear about.
Okay. Well, listen, the sausage is made in a little studio, and Amanda brought me a coffee. We're actually recording in the morning. We usually record at night, and I'm so grateful to have this coffee. Thank you, Amanda.
I know you are. He's not. So I'll tell you something while he takes a sip of his coffee. When we first started dating.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
The sausage. This is really how the sausage was made.
Maybe that's what this episode is. When we first started dating, I didn't understand his life. I didn't understand a lot of my fellow actors' lives. We all had a night job where we performed, which I loved and changed my life. We've talked about that a lot at the time at the Second City. But I had a day job as well in marketing. And none of these other actors, like some had different gigs that they would do, but I wasn't sure how their lives worked. And I remember asking Marco, what does your day look like? And he said, well, I like to get up by 10 o'clock. No, I like to get up by 11 o'clock.
I don't like this story because it makes me look really bad. You like to tell stories that make people look bad.
It doesn't make you look bad. It makes you look like somebody who's living a lovely life. I don't think there's any shame in that. I like to get up by 11 o'clock in order to watch The View. And I, in my very closed mind at that age, my late 20s or early 30s, I didn't understand that. I just didn't understand that there were people that would sleep, or did not get up at 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. or whatever. But what I've come to realize about you is that you are a night person. At the end of the day, you are not a morning person. And then when we started to date, he said, don't talk to me before 10 a.m.
How does this make me look good at all?
I think it makes you look like somebody who knew his boundaries.
I also had a night job. I worked until late.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, so.
But you are ultimately a person of the night.
Yes.
You are a lady of the night.
I thought you were going to say a person of means.
Yeah, that too. I mean, and I learned a lot, actually. I actually don't think it makes you look bad at all.
Well, there you go.
Versus me, who just thought I needed to work every second of every day. And I'm still learning. Mm-hmm. We're both still learning.
It's true.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm
your
okay.
Coffee. So
I had my coffee. I think I'm fighting something.
No, that's not good.
But I wanted to make mention of today's episode, a couple things. So one, we want to say a special hello to Irene, who recently used our show to fall asleep.
She did.
So that was great.
She did. I mean, but beyond that, Irene, we love you and thank you so much. And I hope you're already asleep. And I hope you never hear this because you're just so having the most beautiful sleep.
Irene, so Diane asked me said that Irene, one episode we could do would be talking about folding things like towels and sheets.
You love to fold.
I don't love to fold.
Oh, I thought you loved to fold.
No, I fold because it has to be done.
Well, more behind the sausage.
More behind the sausage. So
when we got married, you said you love doing laundry, and I went, that is wonderful.
I do like doing laundry. I just don't like.
Folks, I don't necessarily like. He does all the laundry.
I do all the laundry.
How does that make you look bad?
Well,
it doesn't.
It doesn't. But
you
anyways,
do all the laundry.
Okay, so let me talk about how I fold a towel. I actually have a towel in my hand right now.
He really does.
So there's two ways that I fold a towel, folks. One, my most recent way, the one that I'm using more, is I fold it in half. Lengthwise. Is that what you call that?
I like how you say lengthwise.
Lengthwise. And then I fold it in half, not lengthwise. What would you call that?
Well, widthwise.
And then I fold it in half widthwise to make it a perfect square.
Lengthwise, widthwise, widthwise.
But there's another method to my madness, and that is the sausage roll. And
oh my gosh, we really are learning how it gets made, aren't we?
Yeah, there's a lot of sausage talk today.
Yeah.
So fold it in half widthwise, lengthwise. No, hang on a second. Sorry, widthwise. It's because I'm seated. It's hard.
So this is width,
and then you
roll
it.
With roll.
With roll, and lengthwise you're rolling it into a sausage like you would see at a spa. You know how they have towels rolled at a spa and stacked?
Yeah.
Or maybe if you go to a fancy gym.
The spas I go to, they fold them. So.
Okay, if you go to, you know when you see towels in a cubby hole somewhere fancy and they have them rolled up as sausages?
I'm going to go with yes.
When would you see this kind of a roll? When have you seen stacked rolls like this? Where would be the environment where you've seen it?
At our house and when I pack, because I roll pack.
No, but you don't roll towels when you pack.
Well, if I'm packing a towel, I would.
When have you packed a towel? When was the last time you packed a towel?
We pack towels when we go to beach places.
Not really.
Okay.
Okay, so anyways, back to the sausage roll towel. So then it's kind of looks like a little package, like a little, you know what it looks like? You know those pillows that you put behind your neck?
Yes.
The little round ones?
Yes.
Some people have them on their beds.
Lumbar pillow.
Lumbar pillow. It looks like a lumbar pillow, but it's a towel.
Okay. Lumbar towel.
Lumbar towel. So if you have a sore neck, you could use this essentially as a lumbar pillow.
I think people do.
So that's how I do it now, and I stack them in our linen closet like I would if I had a fancy spa.
Okay.
And I like it because you can just grab the towel. It's not going to pull other towels with it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the first fold that I talked about, the square fold, sometimes they get stacked, and if you have a lot of towels and you stack them high and you pull one, it'll bring its friends down with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's never fun.
No, not fun. Never fun when you go in and you go to grab one thing and everything comes with you.
So then let's talk about how I fold sheets.
Please.
So when it comes to sheets, I wish I had the time or the desire to iron sheets because I love a good iron sheet, but I don't iron sheets. I shouldn't say that.
It's like you're saying Iron Sheik.
No, iron.
The wrestler.
Sheets.
Okay.
Iron Sheik had a great...
wrestling career?
Yes, and a great X or Twitter account for the longest time.
Oh, yeah?
So, okay. So, if I could iron sheets, I would iron sheets.
Why can't you? Who's stopping you? Because it ain't me.
It takes a long time.
Time. Father Time is stopping you.
And I could be podcasting instead of ironing the sheet. And I'm often podcasting when I'm not, instead of ironing sheets.
I would say I blame you fans, but it's fine. No one needs iron sheets in this house.
It's so wonderful. I will iron sheets when we have guests. So the guest sheets are ironed.
Thank you.
But it's a long, laborious task. So basically, I try to fold my sheets when they come out of the dryer while they're still warm.
That's nice.
So I'll take the warm sheets. And so there's a fitted sheet and the regular sheet. I don't know what the regular sheet is called.
Except for our one magic set where they're connected.
We talked about that on the podcast too.
I wish they made them still.
I wish they made more. I can't. If you ever find, if our listeners know where one can purchase sheets where the fitted sheet and the top sheet, I think it's called the top sheet are connected at the bottom where your feet would be, so that when you fold the fitted sheet into the mattress, or tuck, I guess you could say, when you tuck the fitted sheet into the mattress, the top sheet is connected at the bottom, so you never have to tuck the top sheet in. It stays connected to the fitted sheet, which is already tucked, and then you just pull that top sheet up to the top of your bed where your pillows are.
And I even love it. And I'm a 1 foot out gal. Like I often will have 1 foot out of the bed.
And 1 foot in the mouth. So
that too.
So we magically bought a set of those years ago on the shopping channel because they were getting rid of them because I guess people didn't understand how they worked or people just thought it was bizarre. And we bought it because they were very inexpensive and we needed sheets. And sometimes when you need sheets, especially when you're starting out, let's say, and you don't have money, because sheets can be expensive, Amanda. Good sheets can
I
be
know.
expensive.
I
Yeah.
know.
And now with these tall beds, like these tall mattress beds or whatever you would call them, you know, the mattresses that are bigger,
Mm-hmm.
you need sheets that are deeper,
Yeah,
or
those
fitted sheets that are deeper.
big mattresses. Yeah.
And they often don't stay, and it's a frustrating thing. They'll, at least for me, because I'm a roll around kind of guy.
And I am too, by the way. My sister used to call me kicky feet when we were little. So I guess I kick a lot.
So, you know, you wake up and
Do I kick you in the night?
No, you don't.
Okay, good.
You don't. And you wake up in the middle of the night, and your sheets are off the bed, and that is something I just can't tolerate.
Or a rope, what I call the rope.
Yeah, the rope is the top sheet, not the fitted sheet. I'm talking about the fitted sheet being off the bed.
Okay.
So I had garters for my sheets.
Sexy.
That your mother bought me, and
Of course she did.
and they didn't work. I've tried them a million times. They don't work. They don't resist against the force of me in the bed,
Yeah.
tossing and turning.
They might work an extra night, but then after that, nothing can be matched with the power of our tosses and our turns.
So that didn't work. I've tried the deep sheets, the fitted sheets. Don't work.
Deep pockets.
I tried one other method. I can't think. It didn't work. So when we purchased our next mattress, we bought a regular size mattress, which is not easy to do.
No, it was hard, and it was actually the most expensive mattress. My goodness, though, I love it.
That's also because you're a little bit the princess and the pea.
Why?
You tried a lot of mattresses, and you always went back to that mattress.
Yeah,
I'm not complaining, because it's a great mattress.
It's a great mattress.
Okay, so back to how I fold sheets.
Please.
I take the top sheet. The top sheet is pretty easy to fold,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a question of how long are your arms.
How long are your arms?
Well, I'm not an albatross, but they're pretty long. They're longer than yours.
Okay.
So you take the sheet lengthwise, so the longest it can open, and you fold it in half.
Mm-hmm.
Then you fold it in half. Then you fold it in half, and then it becomes a long, thin sheet. Long. You take the length, you fold it in half, you fold it in half. I think I fold it in half one more time, and then it's a nice square. And that's the top sheet. Easy enough.
I don't think it is, so I'm glad that you do it.
The fitted sheet, what I do, and I think I saw Martha Stewart do this, but to be honest with you, I learned this from watching my mother over the years when I was a kid.
It tests the mettle of a person.
You put your hand, and you make your hand like an oar. I don't know how to describe this shape. So your fingers together and your thumb tucked behind your fingers, like this.
Okay.
So you take this hand that I just described that looks kind of like an oar, and you pop it into the...
He's putting his thumb in front of his palm, his open palm. That's what he means by oar hand.
Behind my palm, like into my palm.
In front of your palm, into your palm, towards your pinky. Yes.
Yes. Okay, great. That's a great way to describe it. So then I take this and I tuck it into the inner part of the fitted sheet that would go around the corner of your bed, so that my oar hand is basically tucked to the point of the fitted sheet from the inside.
Okay.
So you know how the fitted sheet goes over the mattress,
I
right?
get what a fitted sheet is.
So that part that goes over the mattress, it kind of has a point to it.
Okay.
If you look, as if you were to put it off your head like a hoodie,
Okay.
and wear it and run around the house and let it blow around you like a cape.
It's a great idea.
If you were to do that, the part that would go over your head like a hoodie, you know how a hoodie has kind of the topmost point?
Sure. Yeah.
That's where my hand is, okay?
All right.
So then I do that exact same movement to the other side. So now I'm like conducting a sheet with
He's
two hands.
puppeting. It's a puppet. It's a puppet show.
Yeah, it's a puppet show. So now I've got those two things in my hand. So then I have to scoop the other side, so that on one hand I now have one corner and I have the other corner on top of that.
Martha Stewart taught you this?
No, my mother taught me this. I saw Martha Stewart do a version of it, but it wasn't as good as my mom's.
version.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I did that, and then I do that, and then once that happens, I kind of untuck my hands and I fold the now creviced fitted sheet that's in itself down, so that I have a direct fold from both corners, and I fold down the other side.
Okay.
Hard to imagine, but picture an envelope, and now I folded the part that sort of, once you've tucked in your letter, and you fold that part down.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So now it looks like a big rectangle.
All right. Yes. And which is what you want, because the problem is it's an uneven shape.
Right. And so now it looks like a rectangle. I'll fold it lengthwise, and then much like the top sheet, I'll fold it in half, I'll fold it in half, and I'll fold it in half, and I'll put the top sheet on top of the fitted sheet, and then I will fold the pillowcases in half, Amanda.
Okay. It's a good method. I like this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about trying to get it to a shape that's foldable.
Yeah.
I see.
Square-like, I guess, is how I would further describe it. So I've got two squares, a fitted sheet and a top sheet, and then the towels on top. Sometimes, if we're traveling with sheets, or if we have to bring the sheets somewhere, I will fold them more and then tuck them into the pillowcases, if that's possible, so that they stay in the pillowcases and are easy to transport.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
And that's my fitted sheet folds.
Amazing.
But fitted sheets are not easy to deal with. They're not easy to iron. They're not easy to fold.
My mother's version, I believe, was sort of just fold them and then shove them in the linen closet. I think that's as far as we would get. I don't know. I think she had a method to it. She's not a messy person at all. But I don't think fitted sheets. My mother also was very much whatever's the most efficient. My mom was all about efficiency.
Sure.
Efficiency over beauty, even. So if it was not an efficient way of doing something, if it took too much time, she wasn't signing up for it, generally speaking.
I see, yeah. Some people roll them in a ball and put them in their little closet. It just takes up a lot of room when you're doing that, right?
That's the thing, yeah. And how many sets of sheets does one have,
It's a good question. How many sheets should one have? How many sets of sheets does one have? These are all questions. And then, after a certain time, your sheets are no longer sheetable. So you need to, replace your sheets.
It's true. And if you do need to replace your sheets, if you are doing spring cleaning and going, these sheets serve me well through a few winters, but I don't think I want to do another spring or summer with them, or they're different types of sheets. Maybe they're heavier and you're feeling done with them. I will say this, the best way to dispose of them, well, there's lots of ways, but the best way I know, especially in this city, is to donate them to an animal shelter. Here in Toronto, we have the Humane Society.
Sure.
And they will always take your old towels and old sheets, because the dogs ultimately, and cats, need them. And they need fabric that is soft but not precious,
Yeah.
For, when the dogs come out for their walks and so on. So just something to keep in mind if you are doing a bit of unloading and you're not sure what to do with them, and you're like, well, they're good sheets, or they have this stain or this tear, I'm not sure what to do with them. That's the best way that I know to give them a second life. Sheets
in my family were always used as drop cloths for painting.
Oh, that's a good idea too. Yeah, that's another great, fabulous way to do it. If you have a painting project on the horizon.
Painting a wall, painting a door, or something that might splash paint onto your tiles or carpet. You don't want that.
But if you don't have a painting project on the horizon, you just want to unload them. Some of us have small places.
Yeah.
Then option B, I think. Or, some people, my mom made me a dress that I love, and I still have. I don't think it fits me, but I still have it. A cute little dress from a tablecloth once.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't think I've ever shown you that.
No.
My little tablecloth dress. I wore it a lot when I was like 19, 20. I just loved it. It was like a brown and blue plaid, very simple little shift dress, but
Shift dress?
yeah, like a dress that doesn't really have any shape.
Oh, okay.
I was always a big fan of those.
I see. Okay.
Because they weren't, constricting me anywhere. I could just kind of throw it on and put on a pair of shoes and out the door. That's what she did with an old tablecloth. So there you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about, could you do it with a set of sheets or a towel?
Well, that's what I was thinking. I don't know about a towel dress.
Well, you could do a towel onesie with shorts and then use that at the beach.
It feels like a lot of work for an old towel. If it's one of those towels with bleach stains on it, I don't know that you want to onesie it up.
I call that style.
Okay, well, you can make me a towel onesie. I'm not sure I'll wear it.
Imagine. Well, you could make a towel into an absorbent sweater for the beach.
Again, this is a lot of sewing for an absorbent sweater. Who needs an absorbent sweater?
When you get out of the water.
Terry cloth robe, I suppose.
Right?
Yeah. But then you're hot in your absorbent sweater. I don't know.
What if I make you a shawl out of an old towel for the beach?
Sounds beautiful. It would just be called a towel on my shoulders. Do you know I had another dream about swimming last night? All my dreams, I managed to find pools or bodies of water in my dreams, and I'm like, well, here I go, and then I get in them and go swimming.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's like in my DNA to do that, I think. And I last night I was in Thunder Bay at a really big pool by the water.
In your dream?
Yeah, but I did actually do a play at Thunder Bay, and I did swim at that pool, so it didn't look like the one in my dream. The one in my dream was huge and sunny.
Oh, wow. I'm going to be taking swimming lessons.
Oh my goodness,
that's happening
right.
soon.
You're starting in a few weeks.
That's right. Amanda's a very strong swimmer. Always has been, always will be. And I'm not. So, it's a challenge when you get friends or family to teach you to swim. You don't want to disappoint them. But you're also, you easily get frustrated with them, and they'll tell you to do things you don't want to do.
I just need to clarify. I'm not a strong swimmer in a sense that I do a perfect butterfly stroke or anything like that.
Strong simmer?
That too. Strong swimmer. Yeah, I just have a level of confidence in water because I grew up in it. So I just need to sort of say that because I don't want anyone to think I'm like an Olympic level swimmer. I'm most certainly not. I just grew up in pools and beach, and I just spent a lot of time in water as a kid, and so I have a level of confidence, and maybe even at one point overconfidence. But I've learned
hubris, if you will.
Well, hopefully not. But anyhow, so when we go, like if I want to go snorkeling somewhere, if it's a little bit deeper, I know I get scared for you because you're a little nervous. So I do think I don't maybe always do all the water stuff I want to do because you're a little worried about it. So
I'm a chain around your neck.
Would you go scuba diving?
Maybe.
Yeah?
Maybe.
Well, maybe that's something we can work our way towards.
Mm-hmm. We have to get you should go scuba diving with Nitty. Nitty's a huge scuba diver.
I know. She's like an amazing. So that would be super fun to go with Nitty. Maybe we should. Maybe I should plan a trip with Nitty.
Oh yeah. She'd love to get your scuba. What's it called?
My patty.
Your patty.
Yeah.
And I'll just learn a simple stroke. Anyways, I'm excited and nervous about my swim class.
And when he's going to do swim class, I'm going to do hip hop dancing. Our city offers these very cheap classes, and we didn't really know about them. We thought they were just for kids. And then our dear friend was taking skiing.
Dale, shout out to Dale.
Yeah, from the city. I don't know if she wants everyone to know her skiing business. Anyway, and which is amazing that there's skiing classes right in the city of Toronto, but she skis at a park, and she's learned a bunch. And she went on a proper hill, like ski resort
with family during the break.
Yeah, they had a school break last week, and she did great. And she was really helpful to the kids that didn't know what they're doing. And so she's feeling really confident with those lessons. So she did her skiing, and she said, I told her I wanted to do pottery. I've always wanted to do pottery. It's one of those things as a kid I was obsessed with, and I always have just wanted to sit at the wheel and play.
And I was buying you pottery classes, but we've got a schedule when you can pot.
Yeah. So she said, the city offers pottery classes. And I was like, they do? But here's the thing.
Oh, no. Here we go.
The city offers these classes to seniors first, the 65 and over crowd. Well, they scoop up all the classes. So then you have to go on waiting list by the time it's your turn because they get first pick and then they give them a day or two. So all the pottery classes were full by the time I wanted to do it. But you know what the seniors didn't fill up? Hip hop.
I see.
So I was like, you know what? I would love to do a dance class. I've been meaning to get back into dancing. It's another thing I did as a kid. It was my family's birthright since my mom had a school where she taught dance and other performing arts, but it originated as a dance school. And I just thought, you know what? Hip hop is not something I learned because it was not as prevalent. And my mom, God love her, hip hop was not a big part of her dance training in the 60s of Massachusetts. So anyhow, so I just want to get moving. I don't care how or in what capacity. I would have taken any dance, but that's what was available. So there you go.
Amanda's going to be a hip hop dancer and I'm going to be a swimmer. So we'll see how.
Thank you, City of Toronto.
Thank you for City of Toronto. And thank you, listeners, for sending messages to us, rating and reviewing our podcast, and just supporting. If you got this far, there's plenty of episodes out there. We have a YouTube channel now as well. You can subscribe to us on insomniaproject.supercast.com if you don't want ads to listen to before our episode starts. But however you listen, wherever you listen, we just want to say thank you so much, and we hope you were able to listen and sleep.